Hang Welcome if you've just joined, and today, if you haven't heard, I'm going to be doing a hang on. My dogs are annoying sometimes. Okay, so today I'm gonna be just building the basics, and I'm probably gonna do it at a different place. I don't want to get all my stuff sank. So, not that map, and I'm mostly doing this for fun, but then I want to help any new Stormworkers get used to this game, and they probably figured out W, S, and D, A, and D, but if they haven't figured out the build, I mean, everyone can put the blocks because they understand the blocks, but for advanced vehicles, my friend has never built anything. So, I'm going to be showing you, the game should, if you go into advanced presets, the simple example engine will be there. And you could look at that, and yeah, they'll show you what to do, but they don't show a lot of, they do have the vehicles that show parts of this engines. But, so, if you haven't found that, we can look at the example engine, spawn it in. Then, I don't know why they put it always in the middle. They should always put it down or it's just going to smash and break. So, as you can see, these two at the bottom of the engine connect to coolant, fuel, air supply, power goes through the top, and then exhaust. Then you're going to want, you don't need this. You could always just get a something else. I can't remember. You're going to need a push button and then a throttle lever. And make sure you're not anywhere near the blades and don't do this. Just don't do that. Our guy becomes in a very bad position. Now don't tell me now it's spinning around everywhere. So yeah, you don't want to for that. Yeah, you might as well just put a tire, not a blade that you jump up and it's like it chops your head off. So that is the standard motor, just the small motor, and yeah, it's easy. It's easier once you get down to it, but and all the other engines are like that, although they take up more fuel and time. Sorry for the noise in the background because my dog has just decided to get up after my whole morning of being up. He decides to literally he just sometimes he's old, so I can't really get angry. Okay, so what we also have, this is jet. So for your standard jet engine, you're gonna need combustion chamber. Any turbine is fine. Any exhaust, a compressor, and then a fluid tank. And for these, you're going to want a large, but just as a demonstration, I'm going to be using a small. And then pipe. Pipes can transfer power, not electricity. They can transfer fluid, power, and fluid, power from the engines, like engines, fluid and power. And then, after getting that, you're gonna want a button. I recommend using a toggle button instead of a push button for the engines because it takes a long time for the compressors to get up. And then a lever. Once you get the lever down, so when you're building your jet engine, you gotta have a good frame. Or even if you just push or put the compressor, you grab the compressor and you're gonna want to put all the arrows facing backwards. Then you're gonna want to get a combustion chamber. Flip it over. Then get your turbine. Then your exhaust. And it's easy. I thought it was really hard. I forgot one piece. The small jet intake. And you could use a big one, but the big one actually acts as it's a turbo fan. So, I don't want to put that on the front. Put the jet and tank on the front. Then, I just needed a pipe so I could make sure where the fuel was going into. Then we flip it around. Is it connected in? Yep. Yep. So, then, we're going to want to add the throttle lever. And this is just to build your first basic engine. It's not, you will have to connect pipes to fuel and everything, like corner pipes to get around everything, and maybe some T-pieces. Then, you're going to want to get a battery. A medium-sized battery is good enough for one engine for a bigger period of time. I don't need that. Then, when you go to logic, logic is how it connects controls. And they have data, which commands everything. Composite, which is, I don't know. I don't know why I'm teaching you. I don't teach. Electric, which connects everything to turn on. So you're going to want to connect it. And if you're connecting a lot of stuff, hold control. You tap it, and then just tap whatever you're trying to connect. Same thing with data. So, you're going to want to connect the toggle button to compressor, the throttle lever to the throttle. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Then you spawn it in. Although, I did just forget something that I've always forgotten ever since I started making jets. Go to select, the little arrow up in the corner, up in the top. Switch the fluid type to jet fuel, or else it won't work. It happened to me for like a whole week without me noticing, and my jet wouldn't work. So, you're gonna want it. Doesn't matter, but you connect the toggle button. You should hear it start whirring, a whirring noise. So, then you wait a little while. But if you can just push the throttle lever up to about 20 or 15. Just lower than 20, you should be fine. And there it goes. And then just for fun, I'm gonna push this to the limit. And you can turn off your compressor. It starts spinning automatically. But why am I being pushed with it? Ah! Just jump, jump. And there it goes. And those are very powerful, too. Yep, there it goes. Oh my gosh! It's gonna go on like that for a while. Ooh. return. Oh, and then yeah, if its RPS goes too high, then it's gonna explode. Or if it just keeps smashing itself, it's gonna explode. Okay. Ah! Heat out. If you're in survival mode, you're not gonna be happy if you. I mean, you won't get on fire. You'll just get nice and toasty. There we go. Finally, I trapped them. Now, you can keep all of this, but to make a turboprop, which can use the jet necessarily, but if you're just using you can have a turbine, which will not only keep the engine going, but it will transfer power out, which you can connect a generator which produces power, or if we do this, then you can go here, get T-piece, and then we get two types of propellers that you can either connect a rotor for a helicopter and a heavy rotor, or anything that uses power. So we're gonna get an aircraft propeller, and if you want to, you can even just connect it to a boat propeller. Doesn't really matter what you use, as long as it uses power. You just connect it to a jet pipe by pipe. You can use that from for a boat, or if you bring it out far enough, you can put an aircraft propeller. I flip that around. And propellers can be used by throttle levers or a pilot seat, which we'll get into later. But once you do that, it'll just start spinning. And you could, if you really wanted to, you could keep using the propulsion, the jet engines from the jets to power it, keep powering it as extra power. But you don't really have to. Either way, the engines will propel because it's a little complicated if you don't know all the stuff I know, but when jets are spinning, you can use the torque from them as it's spinning, and you can connect it to mostly anything that uses power, even a pump, like a water fluid pump. You can even use fuel in fluid pumps. Oh, don't tip over like that. Yep. Sorry if you hear the background noises, my dog. Okay, you can start up, push the throttle lever to 10, and you will notice that they do start spinning. Oh my gosh, that propeller's in my face. And both of these propellers are deadly. They are deadly. Ooh! Get up to where it's safe. Okay. Wait for power up. And even when you do hear the bang and you don't have the nozzle on the back, don't worry. That's just the engine. There we go. You turn it on. And as you can see, both of them start spinning. And it still produces that jet if that's what you want too. And that's an aircraft propeller. You can use a helicopter blade, anything that uses power, as I said. It's connected to a jet. And always make sure to go to the selection. Where is it going? Oh gosh. It's flying. It flies a lot. Oh. Oh gosh. Okay, turn it off. Woo! That was close. So yeah, you can connect as long as you have a large turbine and enough pipes. You can connect it. Just always make sure to go to select and make sure that the fluid tanks you have are for jet fuel. Now, I'm gonna get into pilot seats. So if you don't want all of this buttons to control it, I'm gonna probably add some legs out of this so it's more stable, and so we can just have a pilot seat on there and test it. Now, pilot seat, you can control what you control with the levers. So it's hard to tell what you're controlling, so you might as well use levers on like engines. But for like wings and propellers, pitch, and all that stuff, we're gonna need a pilot seat. Like roll, I almost just put pull. And there's 3 major pilot seats, or you can even use a driving seat, whichever one. But the compact pilot seat is my choice for if it's like small. Which I need. And yeah, even I am still new to this, although I have played like 133 hours. So, you will need a throttle lever for jets or motors, just because it's easier to control what you're. I put 2 on there. Okay, easier to control what you're doing, but then you can connect hotkey 1 to there, and as usual, the throttle lever. And for the propeller pitch, collective, you can put up and down, W and S, or anything you want. That's how you use helicopters, which I can also get into. Then, if you want to make sure you're knowing what you're doing, you can put up and down, collective. It's just labeling so you know what to do on the controls. And then hotkey 1 is the compressor, which starts up the engine. So then if you will use the pitch, then you're going to want to use any amount of blades. Wait, you can make 2? Wow, that's going to be cool. Okay, then you can choose neutral, which will mean when you don't use any of the... Watch. So, you remove that and the nozzle. So, when the propeller starts spinning, it's not going to do anything. Just because of the... Oh, I thought that was a ghost in Stormworks. So, the propeller will start moving very rapidly. Oh, I need to add the electric power. I always forget to do stuff like that because it's not always on there. So, as you can see, we have multiple things. You hold control, tap what you're trying to connect. Same thing with data. And there you go. Connects to all of your items. And if you're using paintable indicators, which are like little pixels you can draw on, like little pixel art, but they're very hard and complex. And if you have a bunch of them, like solar panels, it's going to take forever. So that's why you want to use control. So, compressor is on, and the propeller should start moving. And watch the propeller. If you're noticing very closely, the little flaps spin or twist. And that makes them, like, because they're pushing air and grabbing it. But the engine has nothing, the jet isn't doing anything. All it's doing is producing the torque. So this is great for boats that you don't want to go too fast. But sorry for the dog noises. So, should start getting up to speed. Once it does, you can start pushing the collective, which you could have on a lever as long as it has the green number nodes. And then I turn on the collective, and it should start pulling. See how it's moving forward? And there we go. Wonder why it's... Oh. Oh no! Not the propellers! Not the propellers! Oh my gosh. It should stop dragging pretty soon. Edit vehicle and workbench. There we go. So, you can either have a neutral or select it and put it at positive, which means it'll just start pulling immediately. Or when you have that, you can connect levers. I may have to have a few classes, but I do have another hour to do this, so yeah, it's a class. So, once we get that done, I will now show you, it's the same thing for electric motors. So, electric motors will take up a lot of batteries. So, these are electric motors. Large electric motors will be like this, which you'll probably only want to use if absolutely necessary, because they're just they're ginormous. So, and you can connect electric motors to the jet engine to start it up too. So you won't need a compressor, but I do recommend using a compressor. And you can also connect, let's get a new pipe across. And then you can also connect a generator, which if you're using a medium motor, you could use a medium generator. So, get the cross in, spin it there, and then you can add the generator. And it'll start producing electricity immediately. And some people are trying to make infinite generators. I'm not sure it'll work. Sorry for the background noises. I can't do anything about them. I can't control them. So, what you could do... Oh, I forgot another part. So, I can totally like throttle up the engine just by a throttle lever, or even just one of the nodes on the pilot seat or driver seat or whatever seat that has the nodes on it, even a hot seat, which is a very complicated seat. So you get in, and I can just, it doesn't even take any time to start up. Oh my gosh, my engine, wow, my engine just started up in like 2 seconds. Okay, I need that. What? Wow. Oh my gosh, I am so happy right now. Teaching a class and I just learned something. Okay. Boom, let's go. Oh no, this is gonna end badly, but oh well. Oh wait, reverse, reverse. Ah, now pushing. And now it's pushing us backwards. And now it's broken. And I'm being flung into the air. Hold on. Let's save ourselves. Return to workbench. Woo. Yeah. So, yeah. That was fun. Now I gotta save that. That's funny. That was fun. Okay. Save to fun. Fun. I just do random names sometimes. So, that's your electric motor. Electric motors will power anything, just as an engine would. And I think I have shown you the basics, but I will load something I have already built to show you what you can build. So, let's go on my planes, on my working planes. Not one of the very complicated someone else made planes. Where is it? Ah. So, here we have a standard plane which you will need wings on. And these are all controlled by a gyro, which once you turn it on, it'll try to keep itself level. And with the roll, you're going to have to make sure they're opposites on the control planes, which can move air in any direction. So, as long as you have negative pointing up on one side and positive pointing up on the other, then you'll be fine. And the yaw should both be going in the same direction, plus on the outside, plus on the inside. Or negative on the outside of one and positive on the inside. Or no, negative on one outside of one and then negative on the inside of one, so that they're both pointing in the same direction. And the pitch, they can be the same. You can mirror them no matter what. And the gyros, and there is parachutes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now the logic on this one is actually quite complex. I mean, what are these? Oh, this is all delay. It's because I tried making missiles. And for landing gear, you could have just your pilot seat on something else, or you can use a numerical switch box, which you put a constant number in. Yeah, wow, I'm gonna have to have another class. I mean, although I think I've done the basics. I did say I'd do the basics. Now it's just time to show you what you can build. Don't be doubted by yourself. Don't get upset. Once you watch this class, it'll make it a lot better. So, and I think I am gonna get. Oh gosh, why is this doing this? Why? Hold on. It's because it's in the air. Now I'm always trying to spawn my vehicles into the on the ground so it doesn't bounce like it just did and cause havoc. And then it should just bing. There it is. So, please, hold on. I'm not gonna end the video here, but I will show you one of my planes. I like showing people my stuff because I don't. What? Why are you doing this? Stop it. Okay. Hold. So I did kind of show you the basics. This is a plane before I figured out how to use switch boxes. So it is actually with the basics. So you can use a key button and then same throttle. I should have just done the throttle where I did the same. Oy vey. And there is rotators which you can use with either the levers or with your arrow keys, or even W, S, and A and D. And there is rockets. There's a lot of stuff you can learn about. So, please like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope this will answer all your questions. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe just to make sure. Sorry, I repeat myself just because. And can't wait to see you in the next class, which will be more complex. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.